Monday afternoon, April 14, 2025, when Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies in Compton spotted a driver driving a stolen SUV. A high-speed chase ensued through surface streets before reaching the 110 freeway in South Los Angeles, where California Highway Patrol officers joined the chase.
A lot of innocent motorists here, but it was too dangerous. They called it off, and now we will see if any other agencies try and pull this suspect over. But again, this is a grand theft auto suspect behind the wheel, now traveling at a high rate of speed up Main Street, which is no more than a 35-mile-per-hour speed limit through here. He's doing much faster than that as he tries to speed by all of this traffic. And you can see as we make our way through downtown now, approaching the 101 freeway, there is a lot of pedestrian traffic at that. Oh! Yeah. Yeah, no, he's really pushing it. He's really testing his luck as well, trying to squeeze through very narrow gaps here. Now a westbound turn onto Arcadia. You know, we at this point of this situation, we hope that he ends up on the freeway, because trying to get back on Main Street, he had much better luck on Main, and there he is making the turn, now going northbound on Main once again, putting it in reverse there at that red light with nowhere to go, continuing northbound on Main, where he's going to come up on the 101 freeway. There is a lot of people out on a Monday afternoon here, and not to mention all the traffic that he keeps encountering as well, looking for any space to get around this traffic. Now making the right onto Cesar Chavez. A wild turn there. Again, lots of close calls that we are seeing just in the last few seconds. Cutting through, use that parking lot to cut through there. There was a bicyclist crossing the street there, and now you can see he's now on New High Street, traveling northbound. Are we north? Yeah, we are north of the 101 freeway. So he's now made his way north of the 101 at about 45 miles per hour, straddling the double yellow lines there. And it's important to note here that he is not being pursued by anybody right now. This suspect is on the run, driving very recklessly without any law enforcement in sight here. There is no threat to this suspect. He is just driving very recklessly for no apparent reason other than the fact that he is obviously under the impression that there are eyes on him and probably likely aware of the helicopters. But you can see him using the wrong side of the road to get around this traffic here, coming up on Broadway and College Street, going the wrong way on College Street now, almost a head-on collision there as he continues these dangerous maneuvers, now pulling on to Hill Street, North Hill Street, going southbound on Hill, where there is a lot more pedestrian traffic up ahead of him. We have seen so many close calls, guys. It is really, really nerve-wracking. You're reverse again. Yeah, it makes you wonder why he decided to get off. He could have gone right through downtown. He was using the shoulder. Traffic on the 110 freeway was bumper to bumper, but that didn't stop him. He was using the right shoulder to get from the 105 to downtown LA in no more than 5 minutes, just speeding up the shoulder and eventually getting off the freeway and using the buildings and parking garages to try and conceal his movements. You almost get the impression that he's done that maybe on purpose, whether he's familiar with the area or not. He knows that it's his best option to try and dump the vehicle and then try and hide out. That's most likely what he's doing here, looking for an opportunity to hide, looking for a hiding spot to dump the vehicle and then try and get away. That seems to be what he's doing, because all of these moves appear to be very random, very haphazard, and not well thought out. So now he's back on the wrong side of the road here on Sunset Boulevard, going the wrong way on Sunset Boulevard, making his way through Echo Park and picking up a lot of speed here as he makes his way into the Echo Park area. Again, going the wrong way, making a left turn here, a random left onto Bellevue Avenue, a smaller street off of Sunset Boulevard. Again, we're still in Echo Park here, traveling at a high rate of speed. As far as we know, guys, only the driver inside this vehicle, but too difficult to tell whether there may be anybody else inside this car. But right now, as we look through that windshield, this is the first time we've been able to really clearly see inside that vehicle. As we get a better shot of that passenger seat, I don't see any movement coming from the passenger seat. Right now, it does look like mainly the driver, or at least only the driver that we could tell inside this vehicle. Wonder if he's looking for an opportunity to get on the freeway. Here comes the collision. Almost a close call there. He was going to get on the freeway, and then he almost collided with that person exiting the freeway there, and now he is committed once again to Bellevue Avenue, weaving around traffic on Bellevue, looking for an opportunity to get on the freeway. He's now at Glendale Boulevard. He's preparing to make a right turn or maybe cut through traffic and get on the freeway. He's cutting through. He's cutting through, going southbound on Glendale, and that will give him potentially an opportunity once he crosses underneath the overpass here to turn around and get back on the freeway. He's using those double yellow lines to try and squeeze through this traffic here, going southbound on the northbound side. Look at this. Head-to-head with an innocent motorist, now once again pulling the U-turn, doing a three-point turn in the middle of Glendale Boulevard, just south of the 101 freeway, and now making his way back underneath the 101 freeway, looking for any opportunity to get on the freeway. He is desperate to find some free open road, and every time he finds himself boxed in, he just puts it in reverse. He's making random U-turns, looking for any opportunity. He's pushing it. He's really pushing it. Oh, no! Oh, my goodness. Look at this. He rammed right into the front left corner of either vehicle there. Hopefully, he narrowly avoided much more serious injuries here, but now the suspect is disabled at Glendale Boulevard and Park Avenue. Somebody running from the vehicle, I believe that's the driver, now running for it up Glendale Boulevard. He collided head-on with an innocent motorist right there in the middle of Glendale Boulevard, and now he is going up the sidewalk looking for a spot to hide out or blend in. He's now going to walk his way right up Glendale Boulevard. There are eyes on him, obviously. The LA County Sheriff's Department calling out his location, LAPD, trying to make their way into the area. Here comes California Highway Patrol. CHP now pulling into position, and that's going to be the end of his joyride this afternoon as he is now proned out on the sidewalk at Glendale Boulevard just north of Park Avenue. A heart-pounding situation, an earlier pursuit ending in just a reckless joyride through the streets of downtown LA. CHP finally getting this Grand Theft Auto suspect off the road, guys.
The chase ended when the vehicle collided with another vehicle shortly after 6 p.m. at the intersection of Glendale Boulevard and Park Avenue. The vehicle stopped on the shoulder of the road, and the driver exited and attempted to flee. He was arrested shortly afterward. A high-speed chase began in Pomona on Friday night, April 18, 2025, for a driver wanted for failing to yield. Several California Highway Patrol units pursued the driver on freeways and then onto major streets. Authorities say the driver was wanted for failing to yield. The chase began shortly before 11:30 p.m. as the driver sped down Interstate 60 and then turned onto Interstate 710. During the chase, the driver fled at slow to moderate speeds. At times, he ran red lights and continued to flee.
He could get his wheels on. He's using it. He is basically running for it until the end here, taking the 710 all the way south here as we make our way past Atlantic Boulevard through the Southgate area. He really is showing no signs of slowing down at all, Mark. Right, and I presume, although it's difficult to predict, that he's going to stay on these freeways as long as he can. So he's either going to take the 91, as you mentioned, or take this down into Long Beach. And at that point, it's really anybody's guess as to how he handles this vehicle. But he really is running as if he intends on getting away here, unless he. Well, I mean, you can never really put yourself in the minds of these guys, especially at these speeds. You just have so many variables at play. Do we know whether he's under the influence or anything like that? You have to believe there's more to the story here than just a failure to yield. He is running from something serious to put all these people in, not let alone his own safety at risk here. These are very dangerous speeds. And now you see about as close as CHP has been during this entire pursuit, no more than 4 car lengths behind him at speeds upwards of 105 miles per hour. Getting off at Firestone, Mark. Look at this. Getting off the freeway for the first time. Now he's going to be on surface streets, and this is about to get much dicier and perhaps, let's hope not, but perhaps even scarier, because the driving we're seeing here just is worrisome, to say the least. Okay, on to Firestone we go. CHP navigating the turn with him. Now coming westbound on Firestone. Indeed, an Infiniti sedan. You can see those units making the turn with him here. He's got a lot more traffic to contend with. He's got that right lane at his disposal here. We'll see if he starts slowing down for some of these red lights, but right now he's still doing way above the speed limit here. He's going with the flow of traffic. We'll see what he resorts to here, because those units are indeed closing in. So CHP continuing to apply pressure here. That airship continuing to shine a light on that suspect, and that's doing a real public service, because at least the people that are down there know that there is police activity in their vicinity. And now he's making a southbound turn onto Atlantic Avenue off of Firestone. Very little traffic on Atlantic apparently, and he's continuing at some pretty dangerous speeds here, but looking to make another turn into a neighborhood. Now we're going to be in a residential area as he makes a left turn off of Atlantic onto Branyan Avenue, a left turn there, onto Branyan Avenue, an industrial area that is going to provide some opportunity for him, but it will also provide opportunity for those units on the ground to execute a pit maneuver if he slows down. Obviously, that's going to be the key there. If he slows down, this is going to be a safe area to try and bring this to an end here. He doesn't have a lot of places to run and hide, but of course, we'll see what he decides to do once this does come to an end. He just circled that block after getting off of Firestone, or off of Atlantic, I should say. So now weaving his way through this industrial park here, lots of warehouses and other commercial businesses, coming back out onto Atlantic. Didn't like that, almost looking like he's playing a game of Pac-Man, looking for that opening, Mark. Yeah, he's continuing at about 50 miles per hour, just above the speed limit, but not slowing down for any of these intersections, and continuing to blow through red lights. CHP backed off briefly, but continuing to try and make their way back up to him. They're trying to catch up. I saw that one unit slow down, another unit joined the pursuit. It might have been a handoff, quite frankly, but in any event, they are trying to keep up with him, and you still see that night sun overhead here doing about 70 miles per hour down Salt Lake Avenue now as he makes his way westbound on Salt Lake. Again, a very commercial area. He's got a big rig making the turn in front of him here. He's going to make a sharp U-turn here. No, he's going to go around. Going around the tractor trailer. CHP navigating that trailer with him and continuing westbound on Salt Lake Avenue there. So he had an opportunity to make a hairpin turn there into a residential area, but no, he is continuing down Salt Lake rather, and he's going to head back towards the 710, I believe. Unless have we already made our way past there? But anyways, he does have another freeway coming up here, but right now he does seem to be committed to Salt Lake Avenue. You're right, Mark. If we were witnessing this at any other time of the day, I mean, you just can't even imagine, because the way he's driving, the speeds he's going, you just know that somebody's going to get hurt. In this case, on a Friday night, he seems to be finding a lot of open roadway to play with here, and hopefully at some point this will come to a peaceful end. But at these speeds, all bets are off, and he is really showing no regard for anybody's safety here as he's continuing to travel at a high rate of speed on surface streets, weaving through traffic, weaving around traffic, going through red lights here. Any cross traffic in his way here, and they're in trouble. You can see going through that green light, but CHP still applying pressure here despite the dangerous driving. They are managing to keep up with him, and that is really a testament to their talents, because that is not easy. I mean, they're basically, yeah, go ahead, Mark. Yeah, turning off of Firestone there, Mark. Now southbound on Pacific Boulevard, continuing at a high rate of speed here with no intention of slowing down, blowing through red lights here. A little more car traffic, but for the most part, he's had a lot of empty roadway to really take advantage of here, and those CHP units are taking advantage as well. They really don't have many tactics that they can employ at these speeds unless he slows down, but really they are at his mercy. But he's got the potential to, I'm sorry, we're just trying to navigate this, Mark. He's got the potential to really get people hurt here. At these speeds, I mean, anything is possible. He's now getting into a more residential neighborhood here as he's pulled off of Pacific Boulevard, now going the opposite direction. He doesn't really seem to have a clear destination in mind. You're starting to see more random twists and turns as he tries to navigate this part of South LA here. CHP not even showing any sign of falling back yet. You can see he's continuing through another red light here, past cross traffic. We haven't seen a whole lot of cross traffic as he approaches these intersections, but we haven't seen a lot of hard braking either. He's just zooming right through them and trying to continue this ride here. He knows that pressure is on, and he's just not stopping.
The violations are piling up with each stop sign that he blows through, with each red light that he blows through. There is a point at which it becomes felony evading, and that is to be decided by whoever the prosecutor ends up being in this case once this suspect is brought to heel and brought into custody, which we can assume will in fact happen. That is the desired outcome here for
Yeah, that's right, Mark.
everybody.
Now making, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, we just lost you for 1 second there. I didn't mean to interrupt. We're now making a right turn going westbound or eastbound on Florence Avenue. Eastbound Florence back towards the 710. No, he's making another right turn. He's starting to do a real loop around here, and that might provide some opportunity for a spike strip. He's now making another immediate right. That's when you start to see real signs of hiding out. If he sees any opportunity here to dump the vehicle, you just might see that happen here. But he is showing a lot of immediate right turns here, very random, unclear whether he's familiar with this neighborhood. But again, we should reiterate, this all started, Mark, all the way out in Pomona and made his way here into South LA. So he's toying with these cops, and they are not letting up whatsoever. You have to wonder what other charges may be stacking up here aside from all the traffic violations. What crimes have been committed to warrant this kind of a chase? This is a wild and dangerous pursuit, just about the 6th or 7th that we've seen this week. But now coming to a stop suddenly in the middle of Florence Avenue at Stafford Avenue behind the building. CHP now cornering the suspect behind this building right here as we try and come around here. It looks like they are out of their vehicles, and he's inching forward. Suspect inching forward, and the pursuit is going to be back on here. Well, no. Somebody may have gotten out. Oh, no, that's a different vehicle. That was a different vehicle.
Car, yeah.
That was another car. I apologize. We've got one person being extracted here. Rob, did you see anybody else? Just the driver. Only the driver inside the vehicle. The doors have been popped open. They're going to pop open that trunk in a second, but this does appear to be a code 4. The driver of that Infiniti now being taken into custody after, as I mentioned, just a wild and insanely fast chase. Started in Pomona, ending all the way out here in South LA. Finally, thankfully, nobody hurt here, Mark.
The chase ended near Florence and Stafford Streets when authorities were able to corner the suspect's vehicle in the roadway. After a brief standoff, the driver surrendered and was taken into custody at South Gramercy Place, near 62nd Street.